Welcome, everyone, to Influential Leadership Tips. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm John Hadley. Dave, I wanted to continue on that review we were doing of Adam Bryant's series from the New York Times on a decade of interviews with CEOs. And we talked about one of the themes in last week's video. So the next one that he got to was that CEOs seem to love a challenge. Discomfort is their comfort zone. And he got one of the quotes that he used from one of these senior executives was that I just naturally gravitate to the fire. So I think that's a characteristic that you have that's in your DNA. I really liked that. We don't all like to embrace challenges all the time. You know, sometimes it's easier to say, yeah, I got other things to worry about, or let me pass this on, or just ignore it because it's uncomfortable, or it's uncomfortable to be dealing with them all the time. But that's part of what a CEO's job is. Not to just deal with the easy stuff, but deal with the real challenges and fires. I think back to a mentor of mine who was one of my early bosses who just loved to take on challenges. And he challenged all of us to do the same. We were a third-rate player in the disability marketplace, and he just said, we're going to create a 5-year plan to catch up to Paul Revere, who was #1 in the market at that time.
There he is now.
Yes. So what do you think about that, Dave?
I think, first of all, some people, if you look at psychometric tools and styles that people are wired for, some people have that natural wiring to love challenges, to be attracted to them, to want to solve them. Other styles, not so much. But I think as a leader, one of the things I hear here is that I want to get more comfortable outside my comfort zone. And that's something that takes conditioning, psychological and an emotional point of view. Just like we condition ourselves physically, we need to condition our courage in a sense when it comes to moving outside our comfort zone and learn to love problems, love challenges, love perceived failures, all those things that kind of bring up all the insecurities and fear in us. That's the fire I think he's talking about. And which is why I know you and I have, when we went out on our own to start businesses, I'm sure you felt that. I know I did. In terms of feeling that fire, seeing that tiger, and feeling that insecurity or fear or inadequacy. But what a personal development experience when you turn on that light and you see that tiger is a stuffed tiger and that you can conquer it.
Oh, right. I remember when I started my first consulting practice, I hadn't seen myself as an independent. I was worried about how am I going to market myself? What's my message? I'm going to have to market myself all the time. Can I do that? Until I landed a great assignment and immediately realized I loved it. I realized that there was all this baggage that had been sitting on my shoulder as a corporate guy for a long time that was gone. And I was actually offered a full-time job, equivalent pay after taking benefits and everything else into account, internally at a competitor 3 weeks into the assignment. And I said, I don't want that anymore. And my whole mindset had completely shifted. All the things I was worried about or afraid of were just, I can do those. Those are just the dues I have to pay to stay independent. And it was a big surprise to me that suddenly I was embracing challenges that, 3 weeks before I'd been really worried about.
Yeah. So for our viewers out there, what would you suggest they could do to kind of build this psychological armor, shall we say?
I think the the first thing is, it doesn't mean that you have to dive into the deep end of the pool tomorrow.
Mm.
This means look for something. Look for some challenge that will take you a little bit out of your normal comfort zone and take it on. So find something in these next few weeks that you can take on to move you out of your comfort zone. It could be as simple as, hey, I'm afraid of public speaking, so I'm going to go join Toastmasters.
Mm-hmm.
Just something that moves you out in some way, because the more you do that, it's like you're building muscles. And as you do that more, you will be able to do it more, and you'll be more comfortable doing it.
Absolutely. I love it. One of my favorite tips yet.
So look forward to talking to you all next week.
And until then, be strong and be influential.